The Bible speaks of a time of great tribulation, a time of darkness and suffering unlike anything the world has ever seen. The book of Revelation, the last book of the Bible, describes this time in vivid detail. It's a warning, a glimpse into a future that could be, and a call to be prepared. At the heart of this prophetic book lies a mysterious figure, the beast and his mark, the mark of the beast. This mark is described as a sign of allegiance to the beast, a symbol of worship and submission to his power. Those who refuse the mark will face persecution, but those who accept it will face an even greater danger, the judgment of God. For centuries, people have debated the meaning of the mark of the beast. Some believe it's a literal mark, while others see it as a symbol of something more. But in our rapidly changing world, with technology advancing at an unprecedented pace, the prophecy of the mark of the beast takes on a chilling new relevance. Revelation 13 paints a terrifying picture of the beast, a figure of immense power and evil who will rise to power in the end times. This beast will deceive the nations, demanding worship and obedience. He will wage war against God's people and attempt to establish his own dominion on earth. Many scholars believe the beast is not a single individual but a system, a global power structure that will emerge in the last days. This system will be characterized by its opposition to God, its persecution of believers, and its attempt to replace God's authority with its own. The Bible tells us that the beast will have 2 horns like a lamb but will speak like a dragon. This suggests a deceptive appearance, something that might seem harmless or even beneficial at first, but will ultimately reveal its true destructive nature. This duality is important to consider as we look at the world around us. The advancements in artificial intelligence, while promising on the surface, could be used for purposes far more sinister than we can imagine. The potential for control, manipulation, and even destruction on a global scale is undeniable. Revelation 13:16-18 states, "He causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hand or on their foreheads, and that no one may buy or sell except one who has the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name." Here is wisdom. Let him who has understanding calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. His number is 666. This passage describes the mark of the beast not merely as a symbol, but as a tool of economic control. Those who refuse the mark will be shut out of the system, unable to participate in commerce or society. Throughout history, various interpretations have attempted to decipher the meaning of the mark, often linking it to specific rulers or empires. However, none of these interpretations have been universally accepted. What's important is the underlying message. The mark represents allegiance to a power opposed to God, a power that demands absolute loyalty and obedience. It signifies a rejection of God's authority and an embrace of the beast's dominion. Revelation 13 also speaks of an image of the beast that will be created, an image that will be able to speak and cause those who do not worship the beast to be killed. This image could be a literal statue or representation, but it could also be something more profound, a system of belief, an ideology, or even a technological entity that embodies the will and power of the beast. In our age of advanced technology, the idea of an image of the beast takes on a whole new dimension. We are surrounded by images on our screens, in our media, even in our own minds. These images shape our thoughts, our desires, and our very understanding of the world. What if these images, these technologies, are being used to subtly influence our thinking, to mold us into a global collective that is primed to accept the authority of the beast? It is undeniable that technological advancements have brought many benefits to humanity. From medical breakthroughs to instant communication, technology has improved our lives in countless ways. However, with each new innovation comes a potential for misuse. The same technology that connects us can be used to monitor and control us. The same algorithms that personalize our online experiences can be used to manipulate our thoughts and behaviors. The danger is not in the technology itself, but in how it is used, and more importantly, who controls it. As we become increasingly reliant on technology, we surrender more and more of our privacy, our autonomy, and even our very humanity. Imagine a world where every transaction is tracked, every conversation monitored, every thought analyzed. Imagine a world where your access to information, resources, even basic necessities, is controlled by a central authority. This may sound like science fiction, but the building blocks for such a system are already in place. Digital currencies, facial recognition software, social credit systems. These are not mere technological novelties. They are tools of control that could easily be wielded by a powerful entity seeking to dominate the world. The mark of the beast in this context could be seen as a symbol of our willing submission to this control, a digital identifier that grants us access to the system but at the cost of our freedom and ultimately our souls. It is important to remember that the Bible does not give us a specific date or a detailed blueprint for how the end times will unfold. Prophecy is not meant to satisfy our curiosity about the future, but to prepare our hearts for what is to come. However, we cannot ignore the striking parallels between the world described in Revelation and the world we live in today. The rapid advancement of technology, the erosion of privacy, the rise of global powers, the increasing hostility towards Christianity, all these trends suggest that we are living in a time of unprecedented significance. The prophecy of the mark of the beast serves as a stark warning, a reminder that our allegiance must ultimately lie with God, not with the things of this world. The choice before us is clear. We can continue down the path of technological dependence, surrendering our freedoms and our souls to the allure of convenience and control. Or we can choose a different path, a path of faith, wisdom, and discernment. This is not a call to reject technology altogether. Technology is a tool, and like any tool, it can be used for good or evil. The key is to use it wisely, with discernment and with an understanding of the potential consequences of our choices. We must be vigilant in guarding our hearts and minds, discerning the truth from the lies, and resisting the temptation to place our trust in anything other than God. The time to choose is now. The events described in Revelation may seem distant or even unbelievable, but the Bible tells us that the day of the Lord will come like a thief in the night. We must be prepared, not with fear and trepidation, but with courage, hope, and an unwavering faith in God. Share this message with your loved ones. Encourage them to seek the truth, to study the Word of God, and to make the choice to stand with Him, no matter the cost. The mark of the beast is not just a mark on the skin, it is a mark on the soul. Let us choose wisely and stand firm in our faith, for the hour is later than we think.